Now, you guys know I only play MMOs. I love MMOs. It's the only thing I feel like is worth playing because I feel like time vested in an MMO is always the most rewarding gaming experience, right? You're always going to get better. That's what I like to see in a game, and MMOs are great for that. But what's happening with World of Warcraft? What's going on? Is the game dying? Is something else coming to replace it? Maybe, maybe not. Well, Nixium posted a video about what the next big MMO could be, and I'm interested to find out. Let's find out. Could be Hello Kitty Islands of Adventure, World of Hello Kitty. That'd be a great one.
You know, I play a lot of MMOs, from World of Warcraft, Dragonflight, Classic, WoW, ESO, Guild Wars 2, sometimes old school RuneScape, Star Wars The Old Republic, you name it, I play it. And you know, there's another MMO on the horizon, a big MMO, an MMO that everybody's been losing their minds over, saying it's going to be the one. It's going to be the WoW killer. It's going to be the greatest MMO ever made by the
League of Legends MMO. That's the one that I think could be the real competitor. That's an interesting pause there I did. The next big WoW competitor, I really believe, is going to be the League of Legends MMO. I feel like Riot's capable of making a good one. I feel like the storyline's all there. Everything's there. They could do it. Let's see if that's what he's going to say here.
Hands of man. And you know what? It's for this exact reason that never really checked it out that much. You know what I'm talking about. It's called Ashes.
Oh, Ashes of Creation?
Long ago, when I was a young children, I was playing World of Warcraft, and every other year it seemed a new MMO was coming out saying,
this is going
to be the one. This is going to be the one to dethrone WoW. It's going to be the next World of Warcraft.
Remember when people said Warhammer was going to be the... Warhammer was going to dethrone... Oh, sorry.
Experience.
I'm sorry.
Millions of people are going to be hooked on it. So many people are going to play it. And you know, so many of those MMOs came and they went. Everything from Warhammer Online to WildStar. It came and it's gone.
I feel like WildStar didn't get a fair chance.
I have sort of fallen into the sort of category of gamer that doesn't really believe that World of Warcraft can be dethroned. And even if it is dethroned temporarily, like that whole Final Fantasy fiasco that recently happened, it's only temporarily. World of Warcraft is just going to come right back with some sort of expansion or some update or some new way to play the game, and it's just going to be the #1 MMO in the world again. But here comes Ashes of Creation, a game that is really going
no MMO has come along and really grabbed the player base and just held it with like a vice grip and said, you don't have to go back to WoW ever again because this is it. This MMO is so good, you're never gonna... This will scratch every MMO itch you've ever had. No need to go back, my friend. Nothing's done that yet. Ashes of Creation? I don't know. Like I said, the game looks pretty. We'll see.
Change the landscape, and I want to talk a little bit about it today and whether or not I'm going to check it out. So let's quickly go through all the big features that is coming out with Ashes of Creation, and I'm going to share my quick thoughts on all of them as a big MMO no-life veteran. First of all, we got the dynamic world. The world of Ashes of Creation is a dynamic, player-driven, world. Cities will rise and fall as players interact with said world, and quests and secrets will unlock as populations grow and their needs begin to grow. One of the things that's interesting about Ashes of Creation, at least I think so, is just this idea of this very dynamic world, in that as players go and populate an area and as they do quests and as they construct things, they can actually create little villages, like little hamlets, towns, and eventually these things can become cities. And these cities and these towns and stuff can be destroyed and knocked down. This is an idea that I actually had for an MMO a long time ago, back when I was very young. So seeing it being brought to life is really cool. The only thing that I'm worried about is lag. Player versus player. Ashes of Creation features a robust PvP system. Players can battle each other in open world areas.
I love
player versus player arenas.
Yeah. I love open world PvP. It's one of my favorite things, even in WoW. I think open world PvP gives you hits you in your gut. It's amazing. But how can they handle it? Can they handle it? What's up, JJ?
Or Guild versus Guild Wars. I'm a big fan of PvP and MMOs. I'm actually a really big fan of PvP. And the thing is that I love trying out new MMOs that introduce these new ways to do PvP, either in the open world or in like these instanced areas. But the biggest problem with MMO PvP is that the moment that you start introducing massively multiplayer, online player versus player events, you sort of just end up with a ton of lag.
Yeah.
Before going any further in the video, this is my biggest problem with Ashes of Creation, or my biggest worry. There's so much stuff that Ashes of Creation is going to offer in terms of being able to interact with the world, and like dynamic seasons, little details like that, being able to like take down player cities and stuff. But I just worry, like, is server technology at the point where this is even possible?
That's important.
Like, yeah, sure, they can put out a video like showcasing that, oh yeah, check this out, like look at, you know, like these players, like these
like the thing is with world bosses or anything else, you know, a little bit of lag is okay, but when it comes to PvP where reaction is the battle, right? Like who can react the quickest and counter somebody else's ability and do, like, every little split second matters. And when there's server lag with world PvP and things like that, it completely breaks the fight. It doesn't work anymore.
32 players doing this event, and look at them tearing down these castle
WoW
walls
has
or engaging in this event.
Like
but I sit here and wonder, like, well, what happens when there's like
that's the thing.
32...
Blizzard hasn't been able to solve this problem, right? They have not been able to create true world PvP without lag, without issues, without server issues. But Ashes of Creation claims they've already fixed it, so we'll see.
100 players running around doing this. What happens when you have 5,000 players like engaged in this zone running around doing this? That's where I get concerned, because I don't know if server technology is able to support such an ambitious idea.
Their answer
now, I
to
certainly hope that it does. I mean, you know, when I jumped into Elder Scrolls Online for the first time, doing Cyrodiil World PvP was awesome. But I have to admit, sometimes when the battles got a little too big and a little too ridiculous, it just turned into a giant FPS drop. And same with other games that have attempted this, like, sort of giant world versus world stuff. Like, it's a great idea. It would be amazing, but we just have dealt with tons of lag and frame drops and all this crap over the years, and so you kind of end up a little disappointed. Now, with this video, I don't want to go into all like the little details in regards to Ashes of Creation's combat system. I'll just say that I think it's interesting that they're doing sort of a mix of, you know, your action combat MMO as well as your tab target MMO. And what we've seen of the combat system,
it's a combination of New World, you know, style and WoW style.
So far, at least what I've seen, has looked really cool. Especially when utilizing this combat system against world bosses that wander around out in the open world. I can only imagine what it's like doing this sort of stuff.
It makes the world feel alive.
Using these abilities and using these character layouts in dungeons and raids. I think that Ashes of Creation is not going to lack on the PvE side of thing. That's not where I'm worried about this game.
You see how he's, hold on, you see how the character's moving around in combat?
PvE side.
Like there's that split second where the character starts to move before his legs move.
Side of things.
If I can catch it again here, let me try.
Ashes of Creation is not going to lack on the PvE side.
Do you see it there? He like ghost crawls to the side before his legs start moving. The one thing that WoW has always done better than all other MMOs
on the PvE side of thing.
It's always had really good environment. It feels good. Like when you're running through the environment, jumping around or hitting things, it feels good. It feels like you're hitting something. It feels like your character is actually in the environment that he's running through. Whereas a lot of other MMOs, when they do stuff, it feels like your character is like sometimes
not going to lack on the PvE
not really
side.
In the environment, but like just interacting with it. Like they're just kind of moving across it, or the environment is moving and your character is stable. There's those weird feelings, and they're little things. There are little things that break immersion when you're playing an MMO, and when you're playing an MMO, that's the last thing you want. You want to be fully immersed. You want to feel like you're in that world. That's the whole point of it. So, I mean, this is their alpha gameplay or beta, so that maybe this is just a thing that's going to get, worked on and fixed. But it always kind of irks me when I see shit like this.
Of thing. That's
What's up, Tundra?
Where I'm worried about this game in the slightest. Aside from PvP, though, one of the things that I actually really appreciate in Ashes of Creation is what they're calling the life skill system. So not everybody wants to engage in this sort of dynamic, ever-changing world of guilds fighting each other and players murdering one another. They want to engage more in just kind of the simplicity side of an MMO. So you have a small full of life skills that you can potentially pursue as a player in this game, making you more like more of a peaceful player, such as being a farmer, a fisherman, a herbalist, a lumberjack, a miner, or even getting into animal taming. There's of course a lot of
graphics look good. I'm not going to tell you, it looks nice.
Alchemy, armor smithing, blacksmithing, carpentry, cooking, jewel crafting, scribing, shipbuilding, siege weapon building, and weaponsmithing. The one thing that I'll say about Ashes of Creation is in regards to its node system contributing to the ever-changing world, in regards to the game offering to players everything from being able to be this PvP warlord almost, going around and conquering territory with your guild, to just being a simple hobbit-like farmer living in the mountains, just trying to grow, like, you know, your own crops on your own land.
It's a farm simulator, if you ever wanted to, I mean, I guess that's what they're saying this could be if you want it to be.
Going to feel like a proper world,
medieval simulator,
I think. And this is leading me to my big conclusion. The thing is, when I play an MMO, and this is just me speaking, and maybe some people out there are going to agree with me in the comments section, maybe. And forgive me if I go on a little bit of a rant here, I apologize, but this is kind of a rant and my thoughts video. When it comes to an MMORPG, when I play an MMO, I am playing primarily for the immersive aspect of the MMO. When I play a massively multiplayer 100%. Online role-playing game, I want to be pulled out of this world, right? Yes. And I want to be sucked into the world of the MMO. I like MMOs that allow me to be the character.
I want to disappear into this world. Here I am, Sam, father of 3, attorney, you know, husband. That's my life here, living in Michigan. But when I go into the game, I want to be Samiccus, you know, slayer of demons, leader of the scourge, defeater and defiler of Ragnaros. I wanna feel like I am fully immersed in the game. I want to wear the armor of my enemies. I want to get on the back of the coolest mounts and explore new landscapes. I want to feel it. I want to be in it to win it. You know, I want to. Like he's saying, get immersed in the world. That's why I was saying those little things that kind of break the immersion, like a little bit of lag that your character kind of glides across. You know, those things add up and they kind of break that immersion. I want full immersion. Full immersion. Nice graphics can be part of it, but it's honestly on my tier list of importance for MMOs, that's a bit further down. I care more about the gameplay, how the game feels, how smooth it runs. Those things matter more to me.
That I truly want to be, whether that character is the meta or not the meta. The thing that I really love when it comes to these sorts of games is the RPG experience of being able to make a new character and live that character how I desire to live him. Whether that be leveling up as a mage or something, going throughout the world and doing quests, speccing into fire, for example, and at the same time being an alchemist and an herbalist, like that's a lot of fun. You know, you can just kind of be whoever you want to be. Or in Elder Scrolls Online, it's cool, like being able to say, you know what, I want to be a rogue who heals people while using my daggers, who's also, let's say, a staff user who can use, like, you know, sorcerer spells, like shooting lightning at people. Whatever fantasy you want to fulfill, you're able to fulfill it in the MMO that you're playing. But
except furry fantasies. I don't think furry fantasies belong in MMOs. There should be separate places for furries. That's all I'm saying. I'll leave it there.
Problem is that over the years, at least for me, MMOs have of course been very limited in their technology and their capabilities of what exactly you can do as a player in the MMO. Or sometimes you'll encounter a game, like an online game, that does give you the tools to play whatever you want to play as, but there's no reason or benefit for you to choose that path.
Like, I mean, all these things, you know, play as whatever you want, do whatever you want, that's fine, but people always play the meta. If playing a rogue that can heal and shoot fire out his asshole is really shitty at DPS, you're not going to get in groups, you're not going to be able to complete content very easily, you're just not going to want to play it. You're not going to want to play it. Which is why I never believed or subscribed to that whole idea of like complete character, class customization and all this shit. I just don't think it works. Because people are just going to go on Wowhead or whatever website's providing the meta for the game and they're just going to do that. Yeah, that's how players are. That's the truth.
If you're leveling up a brand new character in Dragonflight and you're a level 5 orc running around in Durotar, there's no reason for you to pick up blacksmithing and mining because all the gear that you're going to make is completely useless. There is no reason to pursue the fantasy of being that warrior who smelts his own armor and weapons, because every quest that you get is going to give you gear 10 times better than the gear that you can craft. And that sucks. Compare that to a game like Star Wars Galaxies, for example, where you can pick up any profession you want. This is pre-combat upgrade, and any profession that you get, from beast handling to being a medic to being an entertainer, it's all worth picking up, and it allows you to be the kind of character that you want to be. Like, oh, I'm an entertainer slash medic, for example. Or, you know, hey, I'm a beast tamer and an entertainer on the side or something, whatever. So why am I talking about all this? Well, the thing is that Ashes of Creation, to me, looks like it could potentially be the ultimate immersive MMO. Being able to go out into a new zone with a group of players and actually populate that zone, build towns, build cities, go to war with other guilds, conquer land, and so on and so forth. Being able to be a simple farmer, or being able to be a warlord, like going throughout the world, just conquering like nations left and right.
Again, I see it like there's something about movement. It's so important. It's such a minor thing, but there's something about movement.
Warlord, like going throughout the world.
Like, you see when he's hitting the ground, it looks like he's sliding a little bit when he first starts.
Throughout the world, just
there's something about it.
Farmer, or being
and it fucks with me. It really does. It fucks with me because I feel like my character's not in the world. My character's going. It feels virtual. It feels like a game again.
Be a warlord, like going throughout the world. Just
like I said, I'll cut them slack in that these are still things in beta, and these things can be patched out and fixed and polished. You know, maybe it's not all set yet. But there's those little things that kind of fuck with me.
Like nations left and right, or cities or whatever. Like, this sounds incredible from an immersion
from a side
standpoint.
view. It actually looks better than the back view to me.
You know, what someone like
the way
me
the
is
mount is interacting with the environment.
I guess I'm a little practical in all my years having played MMOs, that I'm a bit worried about server stability, and I'm also worried a bit about like how well balanced this is all going to be.
Balance
especially
matters.
if you have like a big streamer playing Ashes of Creation, running around with some big ass army behind him, just
he's showing me. There's another streamer behind my picture right now, but I'm definitely bigger than him. I'm definitely. Oh, you can see his name up there. Yeah, definitely bigger. He's talking about me if I'm playing this game.
Establishing the country of Asmongolia or something. I don't know. Like, how well balanced is the entirety of Ashes of Creation going to be? I don't know. But the minor details, from the player customization, being able to make your own class pretty much. I want to be a necromancer, like 100%. Being able to be a simple farmer in the woods or something. Like, I'm already
just
like
gonna create a death
fantasies in my mind.
I'm gonna create my own death knight class.
I really want to be that necromancer who, like, maybe he's so powerful that he's retreated from society and he's living as a simple farmer, far away from everybody. Like, that
kind
sounds
of a cool story
to me. It's
that is kind of a cool story.
Like, I'm forming those fantasies already, so the game is inspiring that. I just worry that maybe Ashes of Creation is a little too ambitious, but I guess we'll find out when the game comes out.
That could be it. That could be it. It looks good. It looks good. And at the same time, it doesn't. And that's the truth of every MMO that's come along. We'll see. Time will tell, right? Time will tell. I will try it. I'm always willing to try it. You know, I'll try it. I'll try Ashes of Creation. I'll try the League MMO when that comes out, League of Legends MMO. These things, I will try them. I will try them. But you know what I'm going to try right now? A little bit of WoW. Let's get into it, guys.